Guys, welcome back to Six Cars, and if you can see, we're in the car, we're back on the road, we're getting more content, and this is very, very cool content. If you can already tell by the thumbnail, it's going to be a sick video. There's a very special car I want to show you guys, and now I'm going to beat around the bush here. I'll just flip the camera around. So yeah, there we are, parked up outside Lamborghini Montreal. Just arrived on site. We have visited here before, if you guys remember the Veneno video, and there's some other cool things in that. So they always have cool inventory, but they did get a really, really special car. I'm sure you guys already saw the thumbnail like I mentioned before, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. So I'm not even going to beat around the bush here. We're just going to jump inside, and before we do that, of course, make sure, it's crucial you guys have already hit like, share, and subscribe. Let's get to it.
So this is the main star of the show here at Lamborghini Montreal, of course, the Veneno too. But did see it before in a previous video. Of course, I'll look at it again. We have to, it's Veneno. But this is the star of the show that we're here to see today, the Essenza SCV12. So one of 40 in the world, track-only hypercar from Lamborghini, 820 horsepower. So it's a tuned version of the Aventador SVJ engine, and obviously it does not look anything like an Aventador SVJ. It's really reminiscent of like sort of a mixture of Lamborghini GT cars and Le Mans prototypes. A lot of cool touches on it. The roof snorkel up there, obviously this huge wing at the back, which I'll go into more detail in a second, but you can see how it's sticking out of the back, almost like a P1 GTR, the mounts down there. And these huge cannons for exhaust, big, huge diffuser down there too. There's a lot of cool stuff to look at on this, guys, so let's just dive right into it. So, as I mentioned before, I guess we'll just start off with this huge rear wing here. It's absolutely massive. Full carbon fiber, obviously, and a lot of cool other little touches here, like these little canards just behind the rear wheels. So this does generate, I think it's about 1,200 pounds of downforce, which is pretty similar to what a Huracan GT3 would generate, which is absolutely insane. So you can imagine how fast this would be around the track. And of course, lightweight wheels, huge Brembo brakes. And if I just go to the back again here and crouch down, got the F1 light obviously, but it's super cool. There's just the way everything is exposed at the back. You can see right through to the heart of the car, that big old V12, more of that cut diffuser and the big exhaust. It's really cool, and just so many cool, interesting lines, and just every little like place they can improve the aerodynamics. Just the carbon fiber slits sticking up over the rear wheel arch there, huge ventilation back there too. Obviously, you got to keep the thing cool, so you're going to be doing a lot of serious running. And if you go to the front too, you can see even more places where it generates downforce. Huge front diffuser, more canards at the front there too. And it's pretty sinister. Like, they actually hide the lights down here. There's basically like nothing on the hood up there. They're just hidden down there, just right there on top of the front splitter. A lot of cool, interesting touches on this, guys. And just another cool touch, you can sort of see where they took a little inspiration from some road cars. The hood right there does sort of look reminiscent to the Huracan STO, that huge radiator in the front. So what's pretty cool about this is that, to my knowledge, is the only one that's here in Canada right now. So with the Essenza SCV12s, it's a pretty special program, sort of similar to like Ferrari XX cars, where they generally just stay at a big warehouse back in Italy, and the team at Lamborghini will take care of them for you. But on special occasions, the customers can submit special requests and have the cars specially delivered to them, and that's the case here. So it's pretty rare that you would see these things outside of, you know, a racetrack or sitting at the factory back in Italy. So the owners can keep an eye on their cars back at that warehouse through, I think it's like an app. They can check the security cameras and everything. But in this case, we don't have to do that. We can get right up close to it, because Lamborghini Montreal is the place to be, and these guys are the best. Absolutely love visiting this place. And this is a really special car. Of course, Lamborghini is returning back to Le Mans, the SC63. This was definitely a bit of an inspiration for it, I have to say. There's a lot of similarities, and you can sort of see where that new prototype got a lot of its design cues from. But that is really cool, and I think, of course, the Veneno, the Sion, a couple Countachs, there is a few other cars there we should definitely check out. So another very special car sitting right beside the Essenza, of course, the Veneno. Did come back here last year to see this car, but you just can't ignore it. It doesn't matter how many times we see it. There's only 3 customer cars in the world, and a 4th one that sits at the Lamborghini factory. So outside of Lamborghini Montreal, there's only 3 other places where you can see a Veneno. They're all finished in the silver color. The only difference between the two is they all have a different colored stripe down the side here. So this one has the red, and the other one's white and green. So of course, completing the Italian tricolore colors. But yeah, there's just so many things to look at. Again, just like the Essenza, ton of aero going on, tons of little design cues, just things like this little air duct that's like sort of hidden in the front splitter. It's so cool. And this one, of course, again, pretty reminiscent of like Le Mans prototypes. The shark fin at the top, the adjustable aero here. You can see where you can put all the different settings on the rear wing. And there's just a lot to look at, guys. The rear diffuser, I mean, comparing to the Essenza and the Veneno, they're both pretty crazy. But of course, the Veneno is not a track-only car. It is road-going. So that's why it's a little more tamed at the back than the Essenza, but not by much. That is one of the coolest things you'll ever see, is that exhaust setup. I don't think there's anything like that on any other car. The Veneno is pretty damn special. And of course, more special cars. I think this one was here last time. The Scion Coupe, one of 63. This is one of the coolest, like, modern Lamborghini designs, I would say. Just a lot of cool elements. It doesn't really look like any other Lamborghini. I mean, the rear taillights do sort of look like the Countachs over there, but the Scion kind of came first with that design. But you check out the back, and they are pretty cool. These hexagonal lights. It's a pretty cool setup. But again, this is what Lamborghini is all about. I think just crazy design cues, doing things a little differently than everybody else, and just making the cars as radical as possible. So yeah, one of 63 on the Scion. Interesting spec, sort of like carbon with, I believe this is, yeah, it looks like satin, sort of glossy white. Very, very rare car again. Speaking of which, the new Countach, one of 112, and there's two of them here in orange and this really, really striking green color. That is super nice on the silver grayish wheels, and this like brown interior. Really, really nice looking car. And I think we skipped it at the back here, but you can see what I was talking about, sort of borrowing the taillight design from the Scion with that hexagon look, but it does suit it really well. This did a lot of justice to the original Countach too, I think. The body line's very striking, sort of looks like the original. The side intake, very, very similar to the original. And it just sort of added a modern touch to it. But it's very, very much kept the essence of the original Countach. And I don't know if you guys like orange or if you like green better. Either way, can't really go wrong. It's a fantastic looking car. And the reason why I'm showing you guys this Urus Performante is if you notice 79 on the side of Performante and 79 on the side of the Essenza there. That is because this is actually a very special edition Urus Performante. It's the Essenza edition. So only customers that bought an Essenza SCV12 track car could get this particular Urus Performante. Not much too different from it, but as you will notice, it is the exact same spec as the Essenza, and it has the same matching number. He's gone with number 79 on it, so it's pretty damn cool. This is definitely the most unique Lamborghini Urus you will ever see in the world, is this one right here, because it is just basically an extremely expensive option for your Essenza SCV12. But as far as like luxury super SUVs go, this one is pretty damn cool, I must say, the Urus Performante. They did a good job with it. A lot of cool, interesting touches on it, like a carbon fiber rear wing at the top there, and yeah, lots of carbon fiber bits everywhere. The hood obviously stands out pretty damn well, but just another cool little thing here, because Lamborghini Montreal is stacked with cool stuff. So yeah, guys, I said take your pick between the two Countachs over here, but maybe just take your pick amongst this incredible 5-pack of Lamborghinis. Probably the most amazing lineup of modern Lamborghinis you will ever see anywhere. Again, just huge shout out to Lamborghini Montreal here for hospitality as always. These guys are the greatest, and they always have the coolest stuff on display for you guys to check out. And yeah, it's just a great place to be, guys. It's always nice to be back in Montreal checking out some cool cars. I don't know if I mentioned actually, but the very cool thing again that obviously distinguishes the Essenza SCV12 from the rest of them, it's the only one here that's rear wheel drive. So a rear wheel drive V12 from Lamborghini is something that very, very seldom happens. It's pretty damn rare. So this is one of the only cases where it's going to happen, is this right here that we're looking at right in front of us. So incredibly special car, incredibly special opportunity to be able to check it out here today.